You're 2 days in. How good does it feel to just be back and be going?
Yeah, it feels great. Feels great. I think, once you kind of get back into the office and get back to work, which happens a couple of weeks before rookie camp, you want to start having some fun and get on the ice, and I think players are the same way. They get skating in the off season, they've been training the whole time, and eventually you just want to get competing again. And so coaches and players alike, I think that's why, start of training camp is always fun and exciting.
What do you look for in a week like this out of some of your more veteran guys, some of the guys that are going to be on the roster? What are you looking for?
I'm watching those guys and get their game dialed in and fine-tuned so they're ready to go come the start of the regular season. Some guys look great, some guys not so great. So, training camp's a long time, I get it, but I'm also looking for the leadership. Like, we got a lot of new guys, a lot of young guys, and I want them to, not only set the example, like, off the ice and with their leadership and their words, but also by leading by example out on the ice.
We talked to Bellemare, and he kind of said the same thing. Like, if the top guys are going hard, it inspires everybody, including him on a PTO, to go hard. If they kind of are taking it easy, it kind of trickles down through the line.
Yeah, there's no question. I think you the more guys you have that are sort of setting the tone and the way you want to come to work every day in practice, and the attention to detail you have, the competitiveness, physicality, being vocal on the ice and bringing the energy, the more guys you have doing that, the better off your practice is going to be. And that's the type of practices you want, setting the tone early and being able to maintain it. And, it's a long season. There's lots of practices and optional skates, but you want to make sure the guys are getting their rest, but then you want them to push when they're on the ice so you're getting quality reps.
When you look back at the Star Series over the summer, was there things you picked out that you would like to do differently, or this is what we need to do to generate more offense, or whatever it was?
Yeah, I think it's you look at everything, and I think it's significantly harder to score come playoff time, right? So I liked our numbers offensively, again in the playoffs, like the chances that we created. Could we have done more? Yes. But you also got to look at it from the defensive side of it. If that's how tight everything gets in playoffs, then we got to make sure that our habits are tight and that we're giving up less than we were in regular season, which we did, but it's still a fine margin for error when it comes to it. I think I saw a stat, 89% of the games in the playoffs last year were one-goal games or two with an empty net. So you can expect to play a tight game every time you hit the ice in the playoffs, and so details matter, and the more you can kind of have the foundation of your habits and work ethic and detail in place and hone that over the course of the regular season, the better off you're going to be for success.
You added some bigger guys at the deadline. It was kind of like a thing that you guys talked about it being a need.
Yeah.
The guys that you added in the offseason maybe aren't as big. Do you look at it like as a long-term thing for the season, as like size is maybe still a thing that you'll be cognizant of or looking for?
No, I don't know. Size isn't everything. I think it kind of depends on how guys play. But we've got some smaller guys on our team that play really hard and play bigger than their size. And, we want everyone to sort of play that way with a certain amount of ability to play in traffic and play through tough situations, which is what you're going to see come playoff time. You have Lecky, who's a guy that plays bigger than his size. You have Val and Landy out to start the year, so the forward group starts to shrink down a little bit to start. But we're counting on getting those guys back, and then it changes the whole complexion of our team.
A couple of us were talking the other day about, there was a lot of conversation around not having Val, not having Gabe. How much was it maybe underrated, maybe not in your guys' room, but by everyone else, that not having Logan, was a big factor? And what are you looking forward to him being back?
Well, it's a lot. He thrives in his role. The goal is to have 20 guys on the ice that thrive in the role that they're given, regardless of if it's a smaller role with less minutes or a bigger role with a lot of minutes. You're trying to get 20 guys that are elite in their role to win, and it takes that many guys and sometimes more come playoff time with injuries and absences and whatnot. So, every guy that has honed his craft to be a really good player within their role, which I believe OC is, it hurts. So it hurts a little bit, and you're trying to get other guys to step up and play that position. We added players at the deadline, likely because guys like OC were out. But still, I mean, we probably have the ability to add them even if he's here, and which would help us even more.
Charlie?
Obviously, it's a big hole in the room with Intercagliano no longer being in there as with that leadership role. Do you see maybe Logan O'Connor or one of the other guys on the team kind of stepping into that leadership role? Obviously,
Yeah, I think all those guys have kind of developed as leaders over the last few years and have been more comfortable. But he's certainly a guy that can. Logan has been a good leader for us, and he has a say, especially on the penalty kill and in a lot of different situations. He's a really trusted player. Guys like Calvin DeHaan come in with a lot of experience, really good team guy, really good person. I think the leadership is in our room is strong. I mean, especially if you add a guy like Landy back in, it's a whole different dynamic.
You've got Inala and Kovalenko with Middlestead right now, kind of a big look for those two guys.
Yeah.
One, how they handled it through 2 days, and two, because they're a little bit older, they've been playing pro overseas.
Yeah.
Is there different expectations for them?
Yeah, there's high expectations. There's two guys that can make our team right out of the training camp. So we have high expectations for those guys for sure. And I think they've handled it well. Like, I thought Kovalenko was outstanding on the ice today. So that that's what you're looking for, guys to elevate their game, step up in the situations that they're put in. He looks like he handled it great today, and hopefully that can continue.
On a
Nick.
coaching
Go
level,
ahead, then we'll go to Nick.
on a coaching level, is it exciting knowing that Val and Lecky will be back, Gabe is expected back, now that you kind of get to build a unique roster, try some things out early on?
I'd rather start with him in the lineup. But I mean, that's the situation we're in. So, and I mentioned this, I think in the opening press conference, there's guys that I would like to see play for us early in the year with a little less pressure and a little less, just so they can go out and play their own game and play it to their strengths and see how they can contribute to our team. And guys like Foodie, Olesen, some of the new guys we just mentioned, and Olive, Kovalenko. It's tough when you're getting called up and you're put in a limited role right away. Like, we're gonna see some guys play up in our lineup immediately, starting opening night if they can handle it. If not, we'll have to juggle things around and elevate some of the guys that we already have here.
Nick?
Coach, any early surprises? Maybe a head turner or just from camping these first couple days?
No, I'm impressed with a lot of guys that have come in and what they've done through 2 days. Like, the first practice group again today was outstanding, and I'm just watching lines communicate and work hard together and have success. I thought the white line in that group today, which would have been Ivan, Tynan, Phillips, and Prishkov. I thought those guys were great again today. That's back-to-back days where they look impressive on the ice. They look like a veteran group. There is some experience there, but they play with good speed and quickness. And that, like, I could go through the whole roster, and I'm pretty happy with the way things have turned out through the first couple of days. I think there's a couple guys that still got to get going, but for the most part, we've been pretty happy with what we're seeing.
Last two guys.
Did you learn anything about Georgiev going to playoffs, or did your opinion of him change based on what happened to him over the course of the playoffs?
Well, I'm proud of him for the way he handled the playoffs. I mean, you go into Game 1 in Winnipeg and it goes the way it did. To be able to respond in Game 2 and then beyond that, like through the first round and into the second round, I thought he played great. So was I surprised? No. Was I really happy? Yes. Because things can turn the other way quickly, but it takes a lot of mental toughness to be able to grind through that. And even if it was an up and down year, to be able to respond and play the way he did in the playoffs, I think is the most important thing.
You've gotten used to conditioning at the end of practices at training camp. Are
Yeah.
you saving those for the weekend?
Well, that was some today. Conditioning isn't just necessarily skating up and down the ice. We're trying to set our practices up with 5-on-5 drills that aren't just flow and go, and that there's a purpose to every drill we do, and the pace has been good. And when you're not used to guys leaning on you all summer long, and sometimes like those 5-on-5 drills where you got to work and track and check and be checked the whole time is as good a conditioning as you're going to get. I'd rather work it into our practices and just flat out skate, and they're doing a lot of work in the gym right now too.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
15 minutes. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I know like
I got you. Took us a while. And, yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Really, I was a bit stressed that I wouldn't make for final camp there, but I made it, and I'm happy just to be here.
How did you, had some offers this summer from a lot of teams, I'm sure. How'd you end up picking Colorado? What was
Great city, great organization. Landeskog helped a lot too, but also just the competitiveness of this team and the will to win, and I just felt that I really wanted to be a part of that and just try to chip in with my qualities and my personality, and I just felt flattered that they really wanted me that much as they did. So I just want to try to contribute and chip in really.
Obviously, that Swedish connection with Gabe Landeskog. Is there anybody else in this room that you're familiar with before coming here?
Yeah, Eric Brännström a little bit, but Gabe I've known for a couple of years, so he's most familiar face for me.
Did he help make a pitch for you to come here?
Not really. I mean, he just spoke about the city and about the guys and just the dressing room, and I just felt that it felt natural to sign here and be a part of this organization, this group, and I'm just looking forward to get this going.
What do you know about this system for the Avs, and how do you feel that you're going to fit in?
Sorry, say it again?
What do you know about the Avs system and how you fit into with the team?
I've kind of played the similar system before when I had Daryl Sutter as a coach in Calgary, so we played kind of similar to the style of what we play here. So I feel that this system suits me very well. It's a lot of skating, it's a lot of pressing, and it's a lot of quick regroups and high tempo games. So I feel that suits my game really well. So it felt like a no-brainer really to come here and just try to contribute.
Is coming into camp stressful? I mean, you take the immigration aspect out of it, but it's like coming into camp for the first time for each year kind of a stressful period?
I mean, not really. I mean, you've gotten used to it a little bit. Where am I? I'm 27 now, so I've done a couple of camps already. So you get used to it. But for me now, it's a bit different coming to a new team when I've been in the same team for like 7 years. So yeah, it feels a little bit new, a little bit different, but exciting and stuff to get used to. But I'm just looking forward to it and just take it day by day and just trying to have fun and compete out there.
How can you use the competitive situation on the Avs blue line to your advantage in camp?
I think it's just healthy for everyone. Everyone just steps up and try to play their best game every time, and that feeds off each other. So I think just competitiveness is a healthy thing. So it'll be good, down the line.
There's a high standard here in Colorado. Can you feel that almost as soon as you walk into the building?
I like that. I mean, it's a really special group of players here, and they put a lot of high demands on each other, and that's how I feel it's supposed to be. So I just try to be myself and the personality I am, and just try to contribute with hard work and I'm just trying to be a good teammate.
I know things haven't started on the right foot, but have you found any silver linings?
What does that mean, silver linings?
Positive things that you can take away from the negative experience?
I think I've learned a lot about patience. I think patience is something I've learned a lot about the past 2.5 weeks by being stuck in a hotel room in Canada. So, patience, I would say. And then, just taking it day by day, really. Trying to be in the present.
Thank you.
I'll skate next session.
Day 2, how you feeling?
I felt good. It was a little bit heavier in the beginning because obviously, late group yesterday and then early group today, like a quick turnaround. But I felt guys look good and practice was fast, so it was fun.
Is there any kind of mindset change, this year for you, PTO, trying to get to that deal, or do you approach it the same way you have every year?
No, I mean, before, like it's never been like I come into a camp thinking like, oh, I have a safe spot. Like I'm a plug type player, so it's like you have to grind to show that you have a value, and if I play at a 98%, then I'm useless. And I think that maybe the PTO is the thing that make me want it more than like in the past. Maybe I've been complacent, a little bit satisfied, not like consciously, more like I feel like I try to go hard, and then now I see the way I'm driven right now. I was like, okay, I was missing that last year, right? So I think that's maybe more. That's the little starting the fire, right? I feel like maybe there's this spark a little bit, yeah.
And then the familiarity with this group, and not just the organization, the team, but knowing what the expectations are, and the compete level from guys like McKinnon and all that. How much does that help? Kind of add to that.
It's awesome. I mean, like I said it before, when your top guys are the guys that grind the hardest, like you're already set as a culture, like for the whole team. Then for me personally, it's just like seeing those guys, and they're the best in the world, and they're always there. Like I've always been one of the guys that wanted to do more because I've always felt like I started too late, right? I've been behind everybody. But now I'm here, and it's more like, okay, well, they're still doing it. I'm still doing it. I'm still having fun doing it. So it's like this familiarity of the guys that I know and the organization and the trainers like makes it so like it's almost like I want it even more, right? Because like I know how good it was, I know how good it is, and I know how good it can be. So let's do it.
How much can you use your experience to maybe not do too much here at training camp? Like to focus and showcase your skill set.
Well, I mean, like, do they expect me to come here and like take Mac's spot? Nope. Like do they expect me to be reliable defensively and like to work hard every minute I have on the ice, every second I have? Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is like just do that. It's not changing who I am as a person. It's just do a little bit more of it, right? I never needed like a ASC or whatever leadership type word on my back for me to go and talk to the young guys and talk to my line and make sure like the practice is loud and everything. This is how I think it's fun. Well, it's fun to play on the ice. If a guy score, I want to cheer him on. If he makes a bad pass, I want to chirp him. That's the way it is, right? So, and I don't think they expect me to change any of that. I think that that's who they know I am as a person, and I'm just trying to do that, but show them that I still have the drive, right? Because that's, I think, the biggest question is that, all right, this sucker is almost 4 years old. Like, can he still play, right? And I think that's what I want to show them.
Billy, what's the strongest part of your game right now? Obviously, we know how adept you are at the faceoffs, but being smart defensively as well. But what do you feel like at this moment the biggest strength in your game is that you can bring to this team?
I feel like it's been like, especially, I mean, like the value that I have is it's kind of like you can't see it if we lose every game, right? Because like if I block 2-3 shots and I play good in the kill and my line look good as a line, and we lose 3-0, like nobody's going to care about the defensive role and but in a team that is a good team and that's right to win every night, that block shot might be the difference. That face-off one at the right time when you lose the momentum, when the guy realizes, all right, and like your fourth line with me in the middle, like we talk. We're going to talk every day. We're going to try to make ourselves better every day, and the fact that we're going to know exactly where we are on the ice is going to make us look better, right? And this is what I think has been a strong part of my game, is always taking care of my line and make sure that everybody feels comfortable in the line, to make sure that we look a little bit better than who we are individually as a person, right?
Having played opposite this Avs team the last few seasons, what is your impression of where this team is within their competitive window? What makes them difficult to play against?
Well, I mean, it's a fast team. Like I said before, their top guys are the guys that show the way, but not in a way that like they're cheating the game. They are often, you can show their clip as the best defensive clip. They're not cheating the puck. They are the one that are the best forecheck. They're working hard. They're not forcing the play. And then like I think it's like, like it's competitive in practice. Like because of these guys, like they put the level so high that everybody's got to come every day in a PTO mindset. Like I have to show the organization I want it, right? Because if your top guys come and they just like F around, then it's gonna trigger this domino effect to the next guy, right? But because here, like I mean, let's be honest, it's a cup. Like it's either you win the cup or you that's nothing else. That's the way the organization is talking about. So it's exciting, it's fun, and that's what makes them so difficult to play against. Because there is not a single second where those guys are gonna take a shift off, right? They are gonna go at you like a tornado constantly.
Seeing McKinnon and Rantanen on your wife's cooking episode, it's an environment we don't normally get to see them in. Can you tell me about the friendships you built within this group?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been too loud of a guy in the locker room, and I've always been like one of the oldest too. So somehow, these guys that work very hard every day, like I'm here before them and I do my stuff. So there is kind of right from the get-go when I got here, there was kind of a respect mutual that came down, like, all right, he's disciplined, he does his job. And then I think that those guys also understand the value of, like we have guys that are there ready to lay their body in front of the puck for the team, right? And so we get closer and closer, and I warned my wife that like when we're going to do that, like a lot of those guys that we have at home are top guys. I don't know if they want to come to our place and like have a home cooked meal. But actually, like Nate and Mikko and Landy too were some of the first ones to answer yes right away, and it was an amazing dinner. And it was fun, especially the time like it was after we lost against you guys, and like they come to my house and to our house, and we have a nice dinner, and it feels like shit. Like I know, like these are buddies, right? Even if the next day we battle hard at it, right? So it's fun.
Thanks so much.
I definitely think that there is a place in this game for size. Like I think you need some heavy bodies out there. The way our team is built, we're built for speed, and I think when our game is playing at that fast level, it can make it really hard to keep up. Now, obviously, we have guys like Mikko that are 225 and score 50 goals, and that's nice. Nate's heavy. We have Val, heavy guys. So when Landy's back, like big guys, we have weight in our upper top six. So I don't know if maybe other teams just have bigger D and that kind of inflates it a little bit. But I think our game isn't really built for size. It's built for up and down the ice.
But my instant reaction to that was like, well, that's not how you guys play, whatever. The Dallas series, did you look back at the Dallas series and it seemed like there was some moments where they kind of leaned on you guys a little bit, and that's where they had their success, was like just throw it in the corner and just kind of cycling and doing that thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think they had some obviously big guys, but I mean they're big guys that know how to hold on to the puck. Like they're an offensive group that it's not just they're just big guys. Like they know how to lean on pucks, and they got big D. They were kind of built for that game, and it definitely makes it harder on us to transition our game into the offensive zone when they're holding on pucks down low. It kind of tires you out, right? We kind of lose that flow of the game. But that's not to say that that's just because they're big guys. I think they were a skilled group too.
A lot of new faces on the back end. This is maybe the biggest changes to the back end for you guys in a while. What challenges does that present? Is it exciting to have kind of a new mix of guys there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's going to be spots to fill and spots to play for, and I think everybody's kind of wanting to put their best foot forward and showcase what they have, and that's always, when you create competition for spots, I think that always drives the team forward.
Josh, is this still exciting this time of year for you, coming into camp?
Oh yeah, I mean, you lose out in the second round and you kind of have a bad taste in your mouth, right? So all summer you kind of relax at the beginning, and then it's back to work, and you start looking forward for this moment right here where we're gearing up for regular season, and I think it's even more exciting. You look at the group of guys we have, and you can look at the core and you go, wow, every year we're going to have a chance to win, and that's the most exciting part, is coming in knowing that if we play well, the management here is going to put a team on the ice that'll give us a chance to win.
Last summer you were rehabbing from an injury. Were you able to kind of have maybe a more normal training schedule this summer?
Yeah, definitely got to work right away. Last summer, obviously, a little different than usual. It took a little bit longer break, but at the same time, it almost wasn't a longer break because I was doing stuff right away for rehab, but not lifting heavy. Whereas this summer, I lifted a little bit more and earlier on. So yeah.
With the team hit at the deadline last year, did the Dallas exit feel different from the Seattle exit the year before?
I think going into, like you said, like the way we were built going into that playoffs, I think we had a little bit more confidence. We felt like we had a better team where we could win. We felt like we could win the year before too, but we felt like we had a better team. So it was really disappointing the way everything happened in the playoffs to lose in 6 after winning game 1, because we really did feel like we had a good team that if we got past Dallas, we could challenge all the way to the end.
How can you leverage that into this season?
I mean, using that, I guess, as fire a little bit, knowing that it doesn't matter if you have the best team, you still got to have the intangibles and get the bounces and have things go right, and really be committed to the process. Like there's a reason they say the Stanley Cup's one of the hardest trophies to win in sports. I mean, you need things to go right, and you got to play well. So that should light a fire under us for sure.
Thanks so much. Thanks.